activities. Keith joining us live this morning with more. Good morning, Keith. You made any progress with the security lines?
Not a lot of progress. They have, as of yet, have not opened just yet. But you were talking about those hundreds of thousands of people who are going to be making their way to the ceremony, which begins in 2 hours. Take a look behind me. You can see a stream of those folks coming through right now. A lot of these folks, a ton of student groups from all across the country, and everyone is trying to make their way to the various checkpoints to go ahead and get inside. But right now, it is slow going. And as you mentioned, they expect anywhere from 800,000, a group of students right here. They expect anywhere from 800,000 to 1 million people to be here for the inauguration. That includes about 200,000 people who will be protesting, and many of them are part of groups who have filed petitions to protest. And so a lot of folks still trying to make their way into the National Mall area where the inauguration is going to take place. And we still, as of yet, have not gotten an answer from Secret Service and other security officials as to what is the holdup. Again, obviously, there's a lot of concern because there are more people who have applied for those protest applications, more so than ever before. They say they got about 5 times as many of those petitions as any other normal time. So it is slow going, but right now, so far, everyone is in pretty good spirits, making their way, because again, the ceremony itself starts in 2 hours from now, and Donald Trump will then be sworn in at noon Eastern time, 11 o'clock there in Houston, per the Constitution. So a lot of folks still trying to make their way inside. And we're going to keep on asking those questions to our Secret Service folks and the other security folks as to what's taking so long to get people actually inside the gates. And we're going to bring that to you in our next live shot before this newscast is over. For now, reporting live from Washington, D.C. at the corner of 15th and Constitution, as a matter of fact. Back to you guys.
Well, Keith, it looks like folks are smart there to try to get in early. How are the visitors handling all the extra security? I know you got a siren out there.
One more time, Rachel. We have.
I know.
Alan, give them a shot. We have these are DC Metro Police who are coming into the area. And just because you see sirens doesn't mean anything is going on. It's a pretty high security day, and so they're flying around all over the place. Those are DC Metro Police right there, and they have a ton of agencies from all across the country, all across the DC area, from the Park Police to the Metro Police, of course, the FBI, tons of military personnel as well. And so, Rachel, give me that question one more time, because I didn't hear it because of the sirens that kicked up. You want to ask me one more time?
Yeah, we were just wondering how all the visitors who are headed in that direction are handling the extra security.
Oh, they're handling it pretty well. I mean, the security measures, all of the restrictions were laid out pretty well, and so most people know what they can and cannot bring in. You can't have any umbrellas, you can't have any aerosol cans. As Owen had asked me earlier, what was it like? Was it anything like going into an airport? And it's pretty much the same restrictions. You can't have any umbrellas, you can't have anything that could carry liquid. So they're all handling it pretty well. Everybody's in really good spirits right now because things could be worse. Usually this time of year in DC, the temperatures are in about the 20s, but today, right now, we're in the 40s, and so everyone really has some smiles on their faces because of the weather. So far, everyone's handling getting into the security checkpoints pretty well. Pretty good spirits for the crowd for the most part.
All right, Keith, I know you had to turn it around. I saw you in your tuxedo last night at the Boots and Black Tie Ball. How was it?
Oh my gosh. I mean, there were almost 10,000 people there. It was huge, a huge crowd. I actually ran into folks who I didn't even know were going to be there from the Houston area. They didn't tell me they were going to be in town, but we got to run into them last night. And so it was a really fantastic event. I mean, and just tons and tons of people. Beach Boys. I mean, first time I ever saw the Beach Boys live. So wow. It was a really fun event.
Big Texas contingency, as I understand it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We're well represented, right, Keith?
It was. Oh, very well represented, and a lot of cowboy boots in the arena last night.
Did you have yours on, Keith?
I did. Oh, always. I every time I travel, most of the time I travel these days, I always travel in boots because I want people to know I'm coming from Texas.
Absolutely, my friend. Dominique had hers on too. Y'all looked good. I saw the pictures.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, she always looks sharp.
All right, guys. Enjoy. Be safe out there, and we'll check back in with you a little later on.
Sounds good.
Now, there are at least 2 anti-Trump rallies planned for today. Groups of